Elizabeth's Running Shoes, written and illustrated by Navantha. Once upon a time there was a little girl, and her name was Elizabeth, and she loved running. Elizabeth's world was full of famous runners. All she ever wanted to be was a runner, and she really, really wanted running shoes. With a sigh, she got dressed and went to the kitchen. It was Saturday. Elizabeth loved Saturdays, as it was time to relax and spend time with her family. Grandfather loved Elizabeth. He had asked Elizabeth if she would go to town with him. "Yes, Grandpa," replied Elizabeth. "I would love to go." She loved going to town with Grandpa. He knew many people and places. He also had many surprises for her. They took the bus, but as they got off, Grandpa said, "I have to go fetch my shoes from Mr. Smith, the shoemaker." Mr. Smith's shop smelled different from other shops. Elizabeth liked the mixed smells of leather, shoe polish, and glue. There were many shoes waiting to be fetched by their owners. Elizabeth noticed a pair of running shoes on the counter. She moved closer and looked at them, then at her bare feet. They were the right size, she thought. They would fit her perfectly with thick, springy soles. She would be able to run anywhere. She wished she could have them. When it was Grandpa's turn to be helped, Elizabeth pointed to the running shoes on the counter. Mr. Smith smiled. "Do you want to hear a secret? These running shoes belonged to a great runner. Her name was Castor Semenya." Castor Semenya? Elizabeth's mother had told her about this famous runner. She could not believe it. Castor Semenya had bought these shoes for running, but she decided she wanted to run with no shoes. "That is why I have them, but I believe they are magic and just waiting for the right person." Elizabeth could not take her eyes off the running shoes. "Grandpa, can't I have them?" she asked. Grandpa looked at her sadly. "I don't have enough money for them, Elizabeth." Mr. Smith looked at Elizabeth. "Do you really want them?" "Yes," replied Elizabeth. "I want to be a runner." "You do?" Mr. Smith had asked. "Well then, I have a plan. You may borrow them, and if you win a race at the school sports day, you can keep them." Elizabeth could not believe what she was hearing. "Really?" she said. "Yes, take them and start training," said Mr. Smith. That evening Elizabeth ran to the top of the hill to show her granny. The next day she ran with the dog to the shop. By the time they both got home they were puffing and panting. At sunset she ran with her brother to fetch her mother from the bus stop. Each time she ran, she went a little further and a little faster. At lunchtime she ran 10 times around the playground. She could hardly move after that. After school she jogged with the aunts of her street. She jogged with the team at soccer practice. Then the big day had finally arrived. There were many people there: mother, father, grandpa, and other family. They all came to see Elizabeth. Elizabeth was scared and excited all at once. She looked at all the girls on the line. They were all good runners. Bang! The gun went off. Elizabeth leaped and ran. She did not look behind her. She just ran. She ran harder and faster than she ever ran before. Soon she was far ahead of the others. She could hear the people shouting and cheering, "Elizabeth! Elizabeth!" And when she reached the finish line, people cheered even more. Her grandpa rushed up. "Well done, Elizabeth. Now we see what those magic running shoes can do." "You were great, Elizabeth," her Aunt Karen said. "Well done, my girl," her father said. "Good thing you had those running shoes." Her mother gave her a big hug. "But the running shoes are not magic," Elizabeth thought. "I practiced and practiced hard every day. If I had not done that, I would not have won. Those shoes helped me, but I am the winner. It's called practice, not magic." As she was thinking this, Mr. Smith came up to her and put his hands around her shoulders. "Well done, Elizabeth. I am proud of you. You worked hard. You did not give up. Maybe those shoes were not magic, but you ran like magic." The end.